place your feet about hip distance apart. Cross your arms, take a deep breath, open up through your chest. Then bring your arms down by your side and take it to a gentle squat. Arms down, inhale. Open up your arms. Let your chest lift up. And inhale. And exhale back into that squat. Make sure your knees are tracking above your feet. Inhale. Open up through that chest. Drop your shoulders down. And inhale. And one more time into that squat. And hold hands together. And go ahead and lean over to the right side. Get a nice side stretch. Send that left hip over to the left. Keep your knees soft. And then back up, other side. Reach. A nice opening. And then back up. Bend through your knees. Open up through your chest. Spread your hands wide. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Good. Sink your hips down. Good. Keep your spine in neutral. Take a little rotation. So inhale. Exhale, rotate to the right. Keeping your chest open. And back to center. Exhale, rotate to the left. And then back to center here. And then give your shoulder blades a little pinch. So the bigger stretch for the chest. Warming up those round points. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise all the way up. Open your arms out to the side. We're going to swan dive halfway down. So you're going to take it to airplane. So here. You can bend your knees if you need to. You want to really lengthen through your spine. Hands are spread out wide facing the mat. And then shift side to side, whatever you need to do. Take a breath. Inhale, then exhale. Take it into ragdoll and just hold. Your knees are bent, just allowing your head to fall to the floor. Lengthen through your spine. Allow gravity and the weight of your head to pull your spine apart. Feel that stretch. You can rock side to side. Hands on your thighs. Go ahead and lift up to your chest. And back into that ragdoll. Then go ahead and place your hands onto the mat. Walk your feet behind you. Press back into a downward facing dog. Your hands are spread out wide. Pressing into the mat as you press your heels into the mat. Lengthen through your spine. Shoulders away from your ears. You can pedal your feet if you need to. And then lower onto your knees into a nice quadruped. So on all fours here. Spine is in neutral. You're going to take your right arm, left leg. Reach out into a nice spinal balance. Point your toes and hold. Shoulders are level. Hips are level. Belly is drawn in. Engage that core. Squeeze that gluteal. Nice and solid. Slight bend in that left elbow. Feel that fire in that glute as you hold. And then lower down. Switch sides. Left leg, right arm. Left arm, right leg. Reach. Hold. Shoulders are level. Back to the neck long. Just think about all those form checks. Neutral spine. So that slight arch in your lumbar spine. Engage that gluteal as you point your right toes, reach through your left fingertips, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And then go ahead and lower down. Good, take a breath. Inhale, exhale, catch, stretch, round through that spine. Inhale, cow, drop your belly down, lift through your chest. Exhale, catch, stretch. And inhale, cow, belly down. And then back into neutral. Toes are tucked under. Go ahead and hike your knees up off of the mat and hold. Just holding nice and strong. Feeling that core engaged. Keep your spine in neutral. Slight bend in your elbows. Just holding, warming that core. Go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and lower it down. You're going to separate your knees. Allow your torso to settle between your thighs. Forehead on the mat. Take it into a nice child's pose. You can place your forehead to the back of your hands if that feels more comfortable. And just hold as you allow your hips to fall deeper into toward the mat. One more breath. And rise up slightly. You can walk your knees in a little closer. Send your hips over to the right side. Take your right arm, reach over to the left. Feel a nice stretch to the right side of your body. And then come on over other side. So hips to the left. Left arm reaches over to the right. Sink, sink, sink. Feel that stretch, waking up the body. And then back to center. Good. Tuck your toes in or push back into downward facing dog. You can heel toe through your feet again if you need to. Getting out any kinks that you might have. And then push forward into a plank. And then we're going to lower onto our belly 5 counts on your knees or your toes. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 And one onto your belly. Go ahead and lift your chest up, opening up into a baby cobra. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows in close. Very nice. And then settle down, extend your bottom arm, roll over onto one side. You're going to take that lower arm perpendicular to your body, other arm above your hip, and you're just going to lift and lift. So warming up the side of the waist. So feel the contraction there, keeping your hips vertically aligned. So you're just lifting. If you want to, you can poke that side. You can feel that contraction as you lift. Hup and hup. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold. Good. Now keeping that contraction, you're going to take that top arm, and then without changing the position of your torso, you're just going to take that top arm and reach overhead. Okay, so changing the distribution of weight, and then bring it over your hips and settle, and then overhead, and then back over your hip and hold. Okay, now if you want, lift your legs up and hold. Keep them squeezing together. Feel the contraction intensify to that top waist, and just hold. Staying soft in your shoulders. Reach, reach, reach. Contract. Belly is pulled in. Core is engaged. Good for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And lower it down. You're going to place that top arm right under your armpit. Other arm on top of your tricep there. You can bend your knees. Okay, so you're going to work the top tricep. So you're going to press with that hand into the mat as you lift, and then lower down, hover, and lift. Okay, only go as high as you feel comfortable. It's pretty challenging, so don't worry if you don't get very high or not off the floor at all. Just feel that contraction in that tricep. Good, let's go for 3 more. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. 3. And down. 2 more. Up. And down. Last one. Let's go. Up. And lower down. Very nice. Good. Go ahead and bend your knees. Lift your upper body up off of the mat here. Hands on your hips. Okay, you want to try and stay toned in that bottom waist. So you can even wrap your hand around and make sure you have that tone, that contraction there. Okay, so try not to collapse. You're going to take that top leg, lift up off of the bottom. Okay, just change the positioning of the bend. It feels comfortable. Your foot is the same height as that knee. Okay, quieten your hip. Just going to bring that leg forward. And then slowly let it swing behind, keeping the height. Okay, it doesn't have to go very far. Main thing is keeping the control, keeping the tone in that bottom waist. Strong in that shoulder. Don't let it hike up to the ear, away from that ear. Good. So you should feel the contraction kick in pretty quickly. Okay, keeping a neutral spine. So as you send that leg back, try not to arch in that lower back. Okay, again, that leg doesn't have to go very far. Good. And forward. And back. Keep it slow and controlled. Your upper body, no movement at all. Checking in with that lower waist. Good. And forward. And back. Good. How about 2.5 more? So forward. And back. 1.5 more. Keep that control. Good. And bring it forward. Here. Hold. Hold here. Good. Now we're just going to add an inch lift and 2 inches down. So 2 inches up and down. Good. Up and down. If you want to, you can place your hand on that thigh to offer a little resistance. Good. And down. Keeping it fairly slow and controlled. Good. And up. Strong in that upper body, that bottom waist. Good. And down. And up. And down. If you added that resistance, add a little more. Good. And let's go for forward. Ooh, that outer thigh. 3 more down. Woo. And 2. Good. And 1. Excellent. And go ahead and lower it down. Hold here. Toes are pointed. Toes are together. Just going to lift up and down. And up and down. Okay, stay toned in that bottom waist. There's a tendency to start to collapse as we get tired. Okay, stay toned and down. Good. And the contraction at the top. And down. Good. And again, up and down. Hips stay vertically aligned. And up and down. Let's go for 4 more. You got this. And down. 3 more. 2 more. Strong in that shoulder. And 1 more. Up and down. Beautiful. And go ahead and give that a little massage. Good. Excellent. Okay. Then we're going to pivot over. Tuck your toes in and push back into into downward facing dog. Heel toe through your feet into a plank here on your knees or your toes. Gonna lower down onto our bellies. Lift up to your chest, or if you're ready, upward facing dog. Feel that stretch and push back into downward facing dog. Driving those heels into the mat, heel toe. Take it to the top of a push-up once again and onto our belly or hover. Try and keep your elbows above your wrist, elbows close to your sides. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Drop those heels down a bit further, feeling that stretch. Good. And then take it into a nice solid plank. We're going to lower onto our bellies. 10 counts, okay, on your toes or your knees, elbows close to your sides. Here we go, 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, and 5, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead and rise up. Lift your chest into a baby cobra. We're going to do the other side. So roll over onto the opposite side. So you're not facing me. I'm just going to turn so you can see me if you glance, if you're able to glance at the monitor. Okay. So roll over to the side here. Bottom arm perpendicular to your body. Top arm over your hip. Legs stay on the mat. Feet are flexed. Just going to lift. Feel the contraction in that top waist. For a minute, my right waist up and down. Belly is in. And reach up and down. So just a tiny lift. Up and down. Good. Up. Down. A little higher. Feel the crunch. And down. Good. Up. And down. And up. And hold that lift here. Feel the contraction. You can poke it. Make sure it's contracted. Just keep it here if you want. Take that top arm. Reach overhead without letting your torso move. Okay, just changing the distribution of weight, and then back down. One more, up, and then over that hip, and if you want, legs lift and hold. Maybe lift a little higher for that contraction in the side. Good, nice and strong. Good, a little higher if you can. Counting down for 8, squeeze, 7, and 6, a little higher, 5, go 4, and 3, and 2, legs together, and 1, and lower down. Very nice. Good. Go ahead and scoot up onto your forearm, strong in your shoulders, shoulder above the elbow. Lift that top leg up. Okay, so feel the contraction. Bend in your knees, and then bring that leg forward, and then kick it back, opening up through that hip. Try to keep the height of the foot, knee at the same. Forward and back. As you move through this, upper body does not move. Just that leg forward, bend at the hip, and kick it back. Squeeze that gluteal, outer thighs working as you keep that leg lifted, and forward and back. Checking in with that bottom waist. Make sure it's strong, staying active, not collapsing. Good. And forward and back. Good. And forward and back. Nice. Again, forward and back. Opening up to that hip. Now kick that leg forward. Hold. Nice and steady working here. Good. And take it to a little pulse. 1 inch down, 1 inch, 2 inches down. So 2 inch range. Up and up. Good. And again, quiet in your upper body. No movement. That bottom waist strong. Lots of work there. Good. And pulse. And pulse. Good. Whew. Let's go for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, toes together, pointed, lift up. Clamshell, squeeze that gluteal under thigh and lower back down and take it up. And then back down. And up, squeeze, pause, and down. Let's go up and down. Let's go for 7 more. 6, 5, 4. You had it 3. 2 more. 1 more, staying strong, and then back down. Good. Massage that gluteal. And I'm going to come back around. Okay, so hands back onto the mat. Tuck your toes in and push back into a nice strong downward facing dog. Press through your hands, ground through your left leg. Kick your right leg back behind and softly swing it through. Place it between your hands. hold in a nice runner's lunge. Press your hips down. Good. If you need to, you can, if you want to, you can rock forward and back, getting really deep into that stretch for that hip flexor. Then lower that left knee down. Take your right arm, reach up, get a nice opening for that chest, the pecs there. And then wrap your arm around. Go ahead and place your right hand onto that left gluteal. Engage as you press forward, a little bit more of a stretch for that hip flexor. Good. And the hands down onto the mat. Go ahead and kick that right leg nice and high. And then right into a plank on one leg here, or if you need to lower that left knee down, go ahead and just hold. I want you to fire that glute on that right side. Fire, 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 nice and strong. 8 and 7, 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to try to round it down. So either right foot on the mat or on your knees. We're going to lower down. You can keep the leg lifted if you want to, down in a cobra or upward facing dog, opening up that chest. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog, ground to your feet. Good. Other side, ground to your right. Kick your left leg back behind. Feel that stretch the hamstrings, calf muscles, and go ahead and swing that leg forward. Hang out here, stretch out the hip flexors first. You can rock forward and back if you need to. Good. And then lower that right knee down. Take your left arm and reach. Little spinal twist. Opening up to that chest. Good. And then back around, hand onto that right gluteal, contract and press that hip forward to feel a bigger stretch for that hip flexor. Press forward. Good. Nice. Good. 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and place your hands down, lift that leg nice and high, then right into that plank, one leg lifted, or both legs on the mat. You can drop to your knees if you want to. Okay, so we're from wherever we're at, take it into that chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, cobra, or upward facing dog, and downward facing dog, push back. Settle your heels into the mat, press through your hands, and then right from here, we're gonna take it into that hovering quadruped, so knees about an inch off the mat and hold. Okay, firing that core spine is in neutral. Coming up for 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, take a break if you need to, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower down. Good. Take it into a quick child's pose, forehead on the mat, or by your arms out in front, or by your side. Good, and come on up. Circle your shoulders, shake out your hands, wrists, rotate. You're gonna take your mat, you're gonna double it up to create some padding for your knees, or if you have a blanket or a sweatshirt, place it under your knees. You're gonna take it onto our knees, take your toes under. Find neutral in your spine. Your shoulders align with your ears align with your shoulders and your hips and your knees. Okay, find that neutral spine, core is engaged, arms down by your side. Take a breath, inhale. On the exhale, hinge back, keeping your body in neutral, so your gaze is at an angle, and back. And again, hinge. Lots of core work, lots of quad work as well, and hinge back. Good. And forward, try and stay relaxed in your neck. And back. And forward, good. Finding the motion. And back. We're going to change it on the next one. So hinge back, arms are reaching, keep them out in front. Take it up. This time as you hinge back, open your arms up nice and soft through those elbows. And then back. Good. And hinge back, soft opening. Check that your spine is in neutral, your core is engaged. Your lower back is supported. And forward, good. And hinge back, squeeze. And forward. Now I'm going to keep it at your hinge, your end point. Okay, maybe it's just slightly, maybe it's a little more. Palms are facing forward, shoulders down. We're just going to pulse our arms. So challenging our core strength, adding the movement with our arms, keeping the core engaged to avoid any kind of shaking in our body. 3 and 2, keep the hinge. 1, palms down. We're going to go all 4 directions. Pulse and pulse. That core is strong. Woo. 4 and 3 and 2. Now to the back. You're going to pulse, pulse, pulse. Nice and vigorous, strong through the arms. Keeping that hinge if you can. 4 and 3 and 2. Last direction. Pulse it up, 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 up. Good. Woo. Good. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Rise up. Arms down. Take it into a quick break. Send that seat back. And here we go again. Arms down. Inhale and exhale, hinge. So just right where we started. And back up and hinge. And back up. Good. So nice and easy. And back up. Good. Okay, so got one more variation. So next we're going to hold that hinge. So hold. Okay, just hold. Okay, you can keep it here if you want. Or if you want, keeping the hinge, you're going to take your arms up at a diagonal and back out in front and up. Make it a little harder because changing the distribution of weight again. Good. If you're doing the arm movement, let's go for 4 more after this. 4. Nice neutral spine. 3 more. Those thighs on fire. 2 more. Up. And back. 1 more. You got this. And down and take it back up. Good. Woo. Take it into a little release. And then go ahead and circle your hips around. And then reverse direction. Good. Nice. Okay. Go ahead and come on down, unfold your mat. Place your hands back onto the mat, tuck your toes under, push back into downward facing dog, press through your hands. You can wiggle whatever you need to do. And then take it into a nice quadruped once again. Take a breath, inhale, exhale, cat stretch, tucking that tailbone under, inhale, cow, belly drops down. Again, cat stretch. Inhale, cow, belly down, and hold. Okay. So we're going to focus on the triceps again. We did a lot of tricep work. So we're going to try and keep our elbows above our wrists. Okay, so forelimb staff. So one option is to keep your hips lifted in quadruped, so like so, and then just lower down, keeping your elbows above your wrist. Okay, next option is to take it into a plank on your knees. So again, elbows on top of your wrist, and we're going to slowly lower down, so you might need to adjust. Okay, next is on your toes, and taking it down. Okay, so choose your option. We're going to hold it for 20 seconds. Okay, so here we go. Into place, and let's go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. I'm going to drop to my knees. 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto your belly. Beautiful work. Arms down by your side. Belly pulls into your spine. Right into a back extension. Lifting here. Lifting. Squeezing those glutes. Holding. Nice. Reaching. Feel that shape in your spine. So you pull that belly in to support that lower back to the neck. Firing the lower part of your body. Squeezing those glutes. Pointing the toes. Straighten the knees. Nice. Holding for 4 and 3. Go 2 and 1. And lower down. Place your hands under your forehead. Palms face down. Walk your knees out. Place your heels together. And you're just going to press your heels together. Feel the firing in your glutes, inner thighs, pelvic floor muscles, and hold. You're just pressing there. Now I want you to really feel the firing, the lower part of your body, pelvic floor muscles. So the core, okay? And here's how we're going to progress. Okay, of course you can keep it here, or if you want to progress, hands under your shoulders and lift up. So get a little extension through your upper body. Or if you want to, you can float your arms up and hold. But make sure you're pressing your heels together as you hold. Okay, good, good. Nice and strong. Isometric contraction as you hold. Good for 10 and 9, 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4. Squeeze, press 3 and 2. And 1, and lower back down. Place your hands under your shoulders if they're not already there. Okay, separate your feet. You can kick them out a little bit if you want to. Okay, they're still straddled a little bit, your knees. Okay, so here, you're going to take a breath. Inhale, exhale, lift your upper body off of the mat with your hands by your shoulders. Okay, belly is pulled in, so not too high. Okay, so just hovering above the mat. Okay, now you're going to think about squeezing those glutes and getting your thighs to lift up off the mat. Maybe they might not move, but just think about it as you engage those glutes. And if you want to, float your hands up off the mat and hold. Okay, get belly is always pulling in to support that lower back though. Just hold, flexing those feet, separating your fingertips so everything is contracted, and just holding here nice and strong, pulling that belly in toward your spine and hold for 5 and 4 and 3, and 2, and 1. Lower your thighs back on the mat if they're not already there. Okay, then we're just gonna lean to the right, and then lean to the left. So a little rotation. If your hands are off the mat, then you're leaning to the right and leaning to the left, getting those obliques, and leaning to the right and leaning to the left. And again, right and lean to the left. And back to center, hands on the mat or lifted. Okay, now you're going to take your legs and you're going to kick them out. If they're on the mat, that's fine. Okay, you're going to take your arms and reach them out. Now, if you want to keep your arms here, your hands here, that's fine too. Okay, if you're kicked out, flex your feet, separate your hands, form an X with your body. Keep that belly pulled in though, so always supporting that lower back, checking in with that lower back at all times, and just hold for 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and lower back down. Very nice. Hands on your shoulders, lift up into that quadruped. Take a breath. Inhale, exhale, catch, stretch. Inhale, cow. Exhale, catch, stretch. Now send your seat back and wiggle side to side. And then back. Shoulders on top of your wrist. And take it into cow. Beautiful. And then sit back, cross your lower legs. Nice. And then scoot up to the front edge of your mat. Hands behind your thighs. Go ahead and take it up nice and lifted in neutral. Good. Feel that stretch. Open up through that back. Good. Place your hands behind you. Keep your chest lifted. Spine stays in neutral. It's going to lean back as we bend our elbows. Okay, so here, hold. And take our legs up off the mat, like so. Good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Start to straighten the legs maybe a little bit, and then bend. You want to keep your spine in neutral though, okay? So no flexing in that lower back and back. You want to try and squeeze those inner thighs. So keep those legs together. Get those inner thighs, those adductors. Good. Now if you want, you can straighten all the way. But watch your back. Keep it in neutral. Okay, good. Whew. 3 more times, whatever you're doing. 2 more. Let's go. And back. Last one. Got a little crump in my toes. And then back up. Go ahead and settle back. Place the soles of your feet together. Hands behind, and then just lift up through your chest. Press forward as you take your knees, open them out to the side. So that inner thigh, if your glutes, outer thighs are on fire, then you're going to feel the stretch there as well. Lifting. And then hands behind your thighs, lower your spine onto the mat. Nice comfortable distance for your hips. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, press through your feet, lift your hips up. And then hit the ground in neutral. So nice simple bridge, lifting up. And then back down. 2 more times. And then back down 1 more time. Lifting up. And lowering back down. Good. Left foot is grounded. Take your right leg up to the ceiling. Point the toes. If you're tight in your hamstrings, bend that knee externally. Rotate that leg. So knee out, heel in. Okay, so I'm going to do some Pilates leg circles. So spine stays in neutral. Take that leg, draw a half circle to the right, and then come back to where you started. Okay, the goal here is to keep your hips very quiet. So pelvic stability as you circle that leg around. Okay, so remember, you can keep a bend in that knee if you need to. I want you to keep your spine in neutral. If you feel like you can stay stable, want to add another layer, you can take your arms up to the ceiling, but only if you can keep your hips stable. Okay? Your pelvic region, your hips. Another option is to take that left leg and let it hover above the mat. Let's go ahead and reverse the direction of the leg circles. So sweep around, come back, inhale and exhale. Checking in with that left leg, no movement. Okay, so absolutely quiet. Just that right leg. 2 more. And around, soften your shoulders. 1 more. And around, hold here, flex the foot. Place it in parallel, out of external rotation. You're going to take that leg without shifting your hips. You're just going to lower down to the right side. So you're going to really have to fight it. Ground that left hip. Okay, so really work that core. So you allow that right leg to fall. Try not to let that left knee let that left knee fall. Okay, so you're really using your core strength to keep your hips grounded. Holding for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring it back. Cross it over that left thigh. We're going to throw in some ab work. Hands behind our head. And we're just going to curl up and up. Elbows stay wide. Okay. So here, if you want to, take that leg and lift, adding some resistance with that right foot on that left thigh. So some resistance in that crunch. And squeeze. Up. And up. And up. Let's go for 4 more. Nice and strong. 3 more. Go. Last 2. Last 1. Take that up. And lower it down. Good. Arms to your side. Let that both legs fall to the left side. Left hand presses against that right thigh. Opening up through that hip. Good. Good. And let's roll completely onto our left side. Grab onto the foot or ankle of that right foot. And stretch out that quad. So we did a lot of quad work in those hinges. So stretching it out, stretching out those hip flexors. Good. Breathe. Excellent. Okay, so while we're here, I realized we forgot to do the triceps on this side. So we're going to take our left lower hand, bend it. We're going to place our right hand to the armpit of that left arm. Place your left hand on that right tricep here. Okay, and we're just going to press up and lower back down. Okay, so remember, don't worry if you don't get off the mat. That's fine. Just want to feel that tricep engage and lift up and down. 3 more times. Go. And down. Last 2. Feel the contraction and down 1 more time. And back down. Very nice. Good. Then roll back onto your back. Okay, so resuming again. Arms down by your side. Right foot is on the mat. Take your left leg this time. Externally rotate and bend the knee if you need to. And take that circle. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so we can bend that knee if you're tightening your hamstrings. We're going to keep a nice neutral spine. Inhale and exhale. Hips are quiet. Isolating the movement to that leg. Inhale, keep that external rotation. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Ooh, keep crumping in my toes. And if you want, you can float your arms up. Inhale and exhale. If you want to, you can lift that right foot up off of the mat. And 1 more. And let's reverse the direction. There you go. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Ooh, that toe. Inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale here. Good. Lower that right foot down. And parallel that left foot. And then slowly allow it to fall to the side. Grounding that right hip as you do. So feeling that intense core contraction to help you keep that right hip grounded. No movement. Just allowing that left leg to fall to the floor. And hold nice and steady. Soften your shoulders for 5 and 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Come on back up. Place that left foot onto that right thigh. Press it away. Hands behind your head. Take a breath. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Curling, crunching. You can add that leg lift. Still pressing that left knee away though. So getting a glute stretch as well. And curl up. Nice and tight. Go for 5. And 4, and 3, and 2, up, and 1, and arms to the side, lower your legs to the right. Keep your left shoulder on the mat. You can use your right hand to press that thigh away, so feel the opening to that hip. As you breathe, and then roll over onto your right side, grab onto that left foot or ankle, tuck that tailbone under, feel the stretch in that quad. Breathe. Good. And then roll back onto your back. Good job. We're going to do obliques now. So bring your knees into your chest, hands behind your head. So traditional crisscrosses. Left leg extends, left shoulder to right knee, and exhale. Switch. And exhale. Shh. Exhale. Keep your elbows wide. Exhale. And exhale. A little more aggressive in the twist. Keep it this pace, or if you want to, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, belly flat. Let's go. I'm going to count down for 10 more counts. Do as many as you can. Go. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And back here, knees into your chest. Go ahead and draw some circles with your knees and then reverse the direction. Good job. Beat the back of your thighs with your heels. Grab onto your big toes with your middle and index fingers. Take it into happy baby or dead bugs pose. Do the opening through your inner thighs. Nice little release. Good. Nice. Okay, then go ahead and take your hands behind your thighs. Take it to a little rock and roll. And all the way up. We're going to balance at the top. Balance here. Try and keep your legs lifted. Spine is in neutral. Just hold. If you want to, you can take your arms out to the side. Your knees and feet are about hip distance apart. You can start to straighten maybe all the way, maybe just a little, and hold for 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Cross your lower legs, hands onto the mat, walk them back behind, downward facing dog, heel tilt through your feet. Press through your hands nice and long, good job. Okay, I'm going to take our left leg around it, take your right leg up to the ceiling. Okay, so we're going to alternate between three-legged dog to a plank, knee into your chest. Here. Okay, feel the contraction in those abs, and then back up. Now we're going to take that knee, right knee to the right shoulder, so to the side, right knee to the right shoulder, here. And then back up. Now right knee to the left shoulder, so cross body here. Strong in your upper body, here. Good. And then back up. Continue, center to that chest. Strong here. Good. And then back up, right knee to that right shoulder, here. Nice and strong, a little pause. And then back up, right knee to left shoulder, cross body, here. Good. Hold. And then back. We got one more round, right knee to the chest, here. Hold. Maybe a little tighter, feel the abs engage, hip flexors, and up. And right knee to right shoulder, pull it in. Maybe going for that touch if you can. Hold, hold, hold. And then back up, right knee to the left shoulder. So cross body, the same way to hold here. Okay, so here, if you want, take that right leg and kick it out, lower it onto the mat. Okay, you can keep that knee bent if you want to. And then I'm going to lower the hip down onto the mat. Okay, you're going to bend your elbows so that you're leaning forward here. So you're on that outer right thigh, knee bent or straight. And we're just going to explore. You're going to try and find a stretch for that glute on that right side. Okay, good. So just exploring, maybe a little spinal twist. Okay, left toes on the mat, left knee pointed down toward the mat. Good. Okay. Then we're going to scoot over, place our right forearm onto the mat like so. Pivot that left foot. Okay. Then we're going to hike the hip up and hold. Okay, so ultimate challenge is to take that right leg and lift up off the mat and hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower back down. Good. Whew. And I'm going to pivot back over here. Kick that right leg up to the ceiling, and then lower back down. And settle into downward facing dog, preparing for the other side. Okay. Round to your right, kick your left leg back behind. Into that plank, left knee into your chest. Here. Pulling it in. And then kick up into that three-legged dog. See if you can press that right heel a little further into the mat. So really feel that nice stretch to the back of that right leg. And then to the side, left knee to left shoulder. Hold. Good. Nice and strong. And then back up. And left knee to right shoulder. So cross body here. Strong in your upper body. Hold. And then back. Knee to the chest. So starting where we started here. Pull it in. Strong. Shoulder blades apart. Pull, pull, pull. And then back up. Left knee to left shoulder. Pull it in. Strong. Shoulders above your wrist. And okay, that, again, feeling that stretch to the back of the right leg. So work each pose with purpose. And then left knee to right shoulder, pulling it in here. Pause. And then back up. Let's do that again. Left knee into your chest, pulling it in. Strong, strong, strong. Woo. And then back up. Left knee to left shoulder. So pull it in strong to the side. Good. And then back up. And left knee to right shoulder, cross body. That rotation as you hold. And then back up. This is the last one. Okay, right knee, left knee to left chest, to your chest. Pulling it in nice and strong. Work it. And then back up. Left knee to left shoulder. Keep the height of that foot. Hold. Good. And then up, left knee to right shoulder, that cross body here. Hold. Okay. So you can keep that knee bent or kick it out straight. And then lower that hip onto the mat. You can scoot your arms forward. And then explore for a glute, outer thigh stretch, IT band stretch for that left leg. Okay. Remember, you can keep that left leg bent if you prefer. And just explore, shifting. Okay. Right toes tucked under, right knee pointed down toward the mat. Good. All right, we're going to shift our left forearm onto the mat. Pivot to the inner edge of that right foot. Left leg stays on the mat, and we're just going to hike the hips up. And if you want to, you can take that left leg, and I'm just going to turn so you can see me. If you want to, you can take that left leg and lift up and hold. Okay, and just hold for 5 and 4 and 3. Go 2 and 1 and settle back down. So you're back down and then pivot back around and push back into downward facing dog, settling back here. Good job. Then lower onto your knees, onto your forearms. We're going to finish off with a glute set. Okay, so right leg extends back behind, toes pointed, foot is flexed. So we're going to focus on isometric contraction for these. So take that leg, lift up and squeeze. I want you to feel the contraction in that right gluteal. If you poke that right gluteal, feel that contraction. So strong, flexing the foot, straighten the knee to help you contract that glute. And just hold that contraction. Okay? Keeping the contraction, we're just going to slowly allow that right leg to move to the right. Keeping the height, keeping the contraction in the gluteal. Doesn't take much for you to feel the fire. And then slowly bring that leg back in line with your mat. I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit. So keeping the contraction and slowly bring that leg to the right. And then slowly bring it back in line with the mat. Okay, so don't have to move it very much to feel the effect. Okay, so over to the right, keeping the contraction, that glute. So really focus on that contraction as you move that leg in space. Contract, contract, contract as you move that leg to the right. And then bring it back. 2 more times like this, okay? So feel that contraction, contract, over to the right. And then bring it back. And last time, over to the right. And then bring it back in line with your mat. Hold, I'm gonna go for a pulse. 1 inch down and up and up. So seal it in with the little pulse. Just a 1 inch range, up, pulse, pulse. Squeezing that glute the entire time. Go up, 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 up. Let's go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, right into the other side. Kick that left leg back behind. Hey, spine is in neutral. Keep it in neutral. Lift that leg up. Hold. Flex that foot, straighten the left knee. Feel the contraction in that glute. And poke that gluteal. Make sure it's firing. Spine stays in neutral. Okay, try not to hyperextend on that lower back. Holding that contraction. Feel that fire. Work it. Hold. Keeping that contraction. Slowly take that leg over to the left. And then bring that leg back in line with your mat. So just inches, okay? So not very much. Out to the left. And then bring it back in. The whole, you really want to concentrate on keeping the contraction the entire time. Small range of motion. Over to the left. Contract, contract, contract. And then bring that leg back. And again, think about what's happening in your upper body. Staying stable, but relaxed. Leg out to the left, hip stay level, and bring it back in 1 more time. Just a slight shift to the left, keeping the contraction, and then back in line with your mat, 1 inch down and pulse, pulse, tiny pulse up, squeezing that glute the entire time. Go up, up, up. Here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower down. Beautiful work. Good. Good. Settle back down. You can massage those glutes if you want to. And come on back up. Good. Back into that quadruped. Okay, so take a breath. Inhale. Cat cow. And cow. And 1 more cat cow. And cow. And back into neutral. Now send your seat over to the right. And have a seat and reach that right arm over to the left. So another stretch for that gluteal side lats. And then back. Swing the hips over to the left. Settle back and reach that left arm over to the right. Nice side stretch, glute stretch. Breathe. Good, come on back. Take your right arm, reach out to the side. And up above, open up through that chest. Get that spinal twist. And then weave under that left armpit. Settle that right shoulder down. Here, if you want to, you can take that left arm and reach back behind. Okay, so just listen to your body to see if this feels good. Good, and down. Left arm reaches out to the side, then all the way up, open up to that left shoulder. And then weave under that right armpit. Settle that left hip down. Left shoulder down. And option to take that right arm up. And then back down. Good. Another cat-cow. Cat and cow. Cat. And this time we're going to settle our seat back and wiggle. Feel that stretch in that lower back. And come on up. Take your legs out in front. Nice work. Take it to a straddle. Hands behind. Go ahead and press forward. Okay. Take your shoulder blades and pinch them together as you press your chest forward. Opening up. Breathing. And the inner thigh stretch as well. If you want to separate your legs a little bit more, go ahead. Shoulders away from your ears, good. And come on back up. Take a breath, inhale. Take your left arm, reach down. Take your right arm overhead. Try and keep your right hip grounded. Feel that nice side stretch, good. Another side here. Nice big opening. Good, and back up. Good, and take your legs, cross them, interlace your fingers, tuck your tailbone around through your spine, open all the way up. Release, interlace your fingers behind you, press back, lift your arms up. Nice chest stretch, good. Right arm across, pull it in with your left. Good. And then take that right arm and sweep it over your head as you bring that left arm in front. And stretch in that left shoulder. And then that left arm sweeps overhead. Take both shoulders, circle around, and then go in the opposite direction. Press both shoulders down, head to your right shoulder, a little nod. Just get any tight areas in your neck. Circle to the opposite shoulder, right shoulder down, little nod, rotation. To the front, fingertips to the back of your head, and gently press. Open up to that back. Breathe. Come on up, shake out your hands. Rotate to your wrist, each direction. I'm going to finish off with our 2 final breaths. As always, exhale, chance to just release. Okay, here we go. Inhale, big breath. And exhale, release. And here's your chance to gather and feel, restore. Place your hands together and bring them down to heart center.